Hey, before we really jump in, I do just want to say that I do have Tourette's, and I do have a slight stutter when I start speaking for an extended period of times, so I do my best to speak clearly and enunciate properly, but no matter how hard I try, that is not always the case, so please excuse any blemishes, and yeah, let's just jump back in. To help myself keep a record of the game's development, I decided to start making some videos chronicling the development of Floramancer. I work full-time and I have other personal commitments, but I do try and work on the game at least a little every day. I regularly post new screenshots and updates in the Discord channel I made for the game, so if you want more regular updates, the link is in the description. I plan on making these videos every few weeks, and I want to focus on broader topics of the game's design rather than getting into the details of what I was working on that week. When the game releases, I still want to surprise and delight players, so while a lot of the game will be shown, my goal is to make these videos spoiler-free. If you want to see more of the game and get notified when things like demos are available, be sure to join the Discord and subscribe to my channel to stay in the know. Floramancer is a project I've been working on for a long time. I think it's a lot of fun to work on, and it's been a very valuable experience to me. I started making games when I was around 10, and I discovered Game Maker 7 on some website. I was actually able to find the first game that I ever made, and today I posted it on itch.io in all its glory for you to play. Do with that what you will. 16 years have passed since then, and I've been working on Floor for about 2 of them on and off. Over that time, my skills have all developed significantly. Just take a look at the first pixel art I made for the game versus the current sprite for the character. I have a problem though. I don't know how to make a game. Practically, I understand that you need code and art, but making this thing beginning to end has been a daunting task. So I dusted off the old YouTube account and started looking for videos on how games are made. Not programming tutorials or pixel art how-tos, but structurally and organizationally. I have a notebook full of thoughts and ideas and a whole lot of code written for this game, but it all needs to amount to something. I came across a reminder of some pretty common terminology in development: vertical and horizontal slices. For those of you that don't know, a vertical slice of a game is creating a small piece of your game that is complete and polished, but that's all you have. A horizontal slice is the opposite. The whole game is technically there, beginning to end, but is the absolute bare minimum. You might have placeholder graphics, no collisions, the balance could be terrible, but it's all there. My development style so far has been to implement an idea, polish it up a little, then go back and refine an idea that I had before because I knew a better way to do it. This has been working for me, but it means that in all the time I've been working on this game, I'm not making a lot of forward progress. The gameplay that does exist feels good to me and will only continue to get better, but to move forward, I decided I needed to make that horizontal slice. Floramancer, for about half of its life, has been a collaborative effort between myself and Lucas, who I met when we made different games in the same game jam. In the jam Discord, he posted a photo of himself playing a Switch, and he had a Wind Waker tattoo on his arm. Floramancer is a Zelda-like at heart, so I reached out to him to see if he was interested in composing the game. Since then, not only has he been writing music, including what's playing now, but he's been giving me valuable constructive feedback along the way. I wrote an outline of how the whole game should go, got his feedback, and started mapping out further areas of the game. But I became worried about something. We're the only 2 people that have gotten our hands on the game. While I think it's fun and feels good, I also know it inside and out, and I'm having a hard time being objective with the game feel. I think the jumps and player abilities are all tuned just right, but will you? That's what's got my gears turning. To answer this question, I'm setting out to create what I'm calling a diagonal slice. I'm defining my diagonal slice as a section of the game which I've identified to be the second map the player will get the chance to explore, content complete. All of the enemies will be there, collectibles, dialogue, story, but there'll be a placeholder sprite, or 10, and not everything will be polished and pretty. The intention with a diagonal slice is to send it to players for feedback. Before I start building new areas, maps, puzzles, enemies with the systems I have now, I want to find out what works and what doesn't. I've been posting occasional screenshots on a forum and have gotten some positive feedback so far on the project, and there are certain individuals I hope to reach out to be able to play the Diagonal Slice demo. My goal is to have the Diagonal Slice demo for Floramancer done by the end of August 2024, which is about 6 weeks from the time of uploading this video. Afterward, I'll reach out to some users to play it for feedback, exclusively from the forums that I've been posting on and this game's Discord, and I'll tune it up. After that, I do want to release the tuned demo publicly, so stay tuned for news on that. The diagonal slice for the game is going to comprise of 3 pillars. First, the field where the player can freely explore. Feedback on this area will give me a good idea of how the game as a whole feels. Is the player movement just right? Is the combat too challenging or not challenging enough? Does the platforming feel tight and rewarding? The player has some specific objectives to complete in this area, but there's also a lot that can be left open-ended. Second, a dungeon that I'm working on crafting right now. This area will feel more like a horizontal slice because I'm no pro at pixel art and things like tile sets take me a long time. So it's going to look a little messy, but everything will be there: fights, puzzles, and more collectibles and platforming. Third, the game's first major boss fight. I won't show it here to keep it a surprise, but the core loop is programmed and I feel like it's pretty fun. There's still some work to do, but I feel like it has the potential to tie everything up to this point together really nicely. After this demo, I'm going to build the horizontal slice for the whole game, and that will take me, well, we'll be there when I'm done, but it's something I'm excited about because I want to move forward at a faster pace with this game. There are some new things I'm working on that I'm excited to show off, but those are for another time. Until the next video, stay safe and happy gaming.